Hello.
What's up?
I see you have found the Zorro emote.
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty good.
Pretty cool.
It's a good one.
Code Red, 27 months. Thanks you.
He's over there giving everybody a side eye. If this were a year ago and we were Among Us streamers, you would Zorro
sus.
somebody.
Looking pretty sus.
You're looking pretty sus over there, and give him the Zorro emote.
Pretty good. So we have a new camera.
Is it coin?
It didn't pause the music, so that didn't work.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So a new camera.
Let us know.
This is it.
Know.
I spent a lot of the day both trying to get the camera to work, getting all the pieces I need to it, making 2 different trips to Best Buy. It does look sharp. I agree.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that plays out in practice.
See us in vivid detail.
Yeah. So hopefully the table looks a little more clear, less blurry. I was comparing it to an old video from a couple days ago.
Skeezy, hello.
And it felt pretty good. Thank you for that sub there, Volboy.
Yeah.
4 months.
Colors look richer. Yeah.
More for the eye.
More vibrant.
This is a GoPro this time. You have to buy like 6 different things to get the GoPro to be a valid tripod, or tripod mount. I had to buy a media attachment for it so I could take inputs. I had to buy micro USB cable, which I didn't know existed till today. I thought it was just mini USB, or not micro USB, sorry, mini HDMI. Micro HDMI. I thought I was going to use a mini HDMI, which is what the other camera used, was a mini HDMI, but there's a micro HDMI. It's slightly smaller. And I had to buy a special thing for the tripod.
So there you go. That's all you need. So,
luckily we already have the capture card I could hook up into.
Yeah. So for anybody who watches the YouTube presentation from a year and some change ago, when Justin walked through everything, you'll just have to substitute the camera section for what Justin just described.
It's really interesting though, because it has like its natural setting for GoPro is like a super wide band, so like a fisheye kind of thing. So because
it's trying to capture everything around you, right?
Yeah. So if I turn that on, it's like the whole carpet around us. You can see it's a crazy area. This needs to be like right here for the most clarity. Like if I could bring the camera down to this level, probably about 2 or 3 feet, we probably would have a image where you could actually maybe read cards.
Yeah.
So I might look into getting a lower ceiling mount. Play Gloomhaven, Jaws of the Lion. Oh, nice.
I have not played Jaws of the Lion. I've heard it's very good though. So
the bottom half is probably just brighter. That might just be what you're seeing.
Yeah.
It's,
I wonder if it's this.
Our lights are closer.
I wonder if we can. Can we turn this?
Like that?
Like that?
There's like a shadow there now.
Yeah, that like obfuscates it.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Maybe just like a little bit of distance. I don't know.
Now I'm in the darkness.
Yeah,
I'm shrouded in darkness.
We can move the. We have some range of motion with the lights.
If Eddie's not laying in my light spot. There we go. That might be a little better.
Yeah, let us know. As we're not afraid to innovate on the fly. So.
First game, Belinda versus Waltrip.
9.
Put the bet up.
Seems clear on the first look.
Okay. Bet's up.
Slight glare in the tide card. Yeah, I think we've always had issues with glare on the very edge.
Yeah, because that's where the lights are.
Like on this side right here, we've always had glare on the far side, so that's why we usually try to keep everything in the center. Okay, I won the roll.
I don't feel great about MO's chances here, because it was very a creature-centric deck. It is the Z-Force. We're trying to bring more Z-Forces into the top 8, or top 4.
I'll play Triska and draw. There you go ahead.
I will say Shadows. I will walk the plank and do 4 to Triska.
Oh! Boomed me.
I'll play Willa, Francis. Z-Force meta is quite strong.
Alright, I am going to say Sanctum. I'll Hammergram a Willa. And I'll discard this Grand Melee. And I'll play Salvador and Larry the Lake. And it's your turn. I will.
Say Shadows. I'll play a Francis. I'll fight Larry the Lake. Gain 1. I want to take 3 chains to steal it. So I'll Reap with the Willa. And I'll deploy this little Nif.
I am going to say Unfathomable. I'll play Velucanth, Flamegill, Horrid Sinon, and I'll Storm Surge you. And it is your turn. I will.
Alright. So Shadows. We will fight Velucanth. Both gain 1. I'll steal 1. Francis. I will fight Velucanth. Both gain 1. And I'll steal it from you. A little Nif. I will Reap with Little Nif. Reap with my Willa. Play Sack of Coins. 9 damages to do. There's Cleansing Waves in there, aren't there?
No.
There's not. Okay, so I'll do 6, 7, 8, 9. So check with a 9.
I am going to say Star Alliance. I am going to play Kirker.
Not ready.
I'm going to play a Stunner. I'll discard Operative Espeon. And I'll play Caring. Salvador will go punch One-Eyed Willa and then stun Francis. And it is your turn. I will draw 4.
Forge. I'll say the Logos. I'll play Hydro Cataloger and draw. And Infomorph, Brain Eater. Do you have the thing?
Maelstrom?
No.
No Maelstrom.
But also yes. Just let me see.
Grand Melee?
Yeah, Grand Melee.
I've discarded the 1 Grand Melee.
You discarded it? Okay. It does have Tidal Wave though. More like overwhelmed Belinda. Alright, your turn.
Did I have that? I don't have the Tide, do I?
No one has the Tide, I believe.
Oh, the overlays on.
Oh, I had it on for testing purposes.
Oh, okay. I was very confused. You understand my confusion.
I do.
I am going to say Unfathomable. I'll play a Calp. I will play Portal and raise the Tide. I will play a Flamegill Enforcer. And Horrid Sinon will fight that Francis. And it is your turn. I will draw 3. Go ahead.
The Shadows. I'll scoop the Calp. I'll Ransom Professor. I'll Unstun Francis. And I'll Reap with Little Nif. I'll say check. Oh, did you archive 1?
Did not.
I'll say check with 6.
Okay. I am going to say Star Alliance. I'll put my archives into my hand. I am going to Biome Discovery. Look at the top 2 and discard 1. Discard Staunch Knight. I will GAC, so I'll choose Kirker, Salvador, Flamegill, Infomancer, Francis.
The lack of houses shared is interesting in this matchup with the GAC.
Yeah. I will play Kirker and Mutagenesis Researcher. And then I'll read with Kirker. And it's your turn. I will draw 3.
Forge. I'll say Starlance. Play Tabor and draw. I will Technobabble the Flamegill and draw. Play Lay of the Land. Draw. Play a Kirker. Play Kincan. Shield you later on Tabor. Put Z-Ray and Z-Particle on Tabor. And your turn. Blaney's on Tabor, yeah. I think with the rest of Starlines.
I am going to say Unfathomable. I'm gonna unstun Flamegill. I'll play Abyssal Zealot. I will Recusals Chant to tap everything. And I am going to Tidal Wave right there to get the tide.
It's like Dark have a card.
And it is your turn. Your turn. I'll say check with 7, and I will.
Say Starlance, I'll pick up the Archive. I will put Z-Wave on Francis and draw. Play Lay of the Land.
Yeah, Flamegill's enraged.
And draw.
So the
Play the Z-Force Agent. Your turn. Check with 6.
I am going to say, is this in too high of a definition for you? I am going to say Sanctum. That's a Hammergram. I will. Oh, I do Forge. I will play Alms Master. I am going to Shifting Battlefield. So there. I will play Numquid and smoke Z-Force Agent. Good damage to Infomorph. Salvador's gonna reap and stun the Infomorph.
Higher Contrast. Okay.
Artwork is blending real. Okay. And it is your turn.
I'll say Shadows. I will play Francis. I'll play Brand. I'll give you 1. I'll mug Zealot. Your turn.
Okay. I am going to say Sanctum. I am going to reap with Numquid.
Info stunned.
Yes. I'm gonna reap with Salvador. I'll stun Brand. I'll reap with Alms Master. I will play first or last to purge each creature with the lowest power, which is going to be 3. And then I will discard Honor or Glory. And it is your turn. I will say check with 7. I will draw 2.
Say Logos. The Seaborg. Infomorph. Theorist. Armadrone. Never forget. Probably a collection of Star Alliance stuff. Emitter and Technobabble. I'll play Eddie and stun. Your turn.
Okay. I do not forge because of Eddie. I am going to say Star Alliance. This Kirker is going to reap. Is that correct? Yeah. This Kirker is actually going to fight Eddie. Yeah. I am going to take 3 chains to raise the tide. And this will capture 2. I am going to play Kincan. I will play Selective Preservation. So 1, 2. There's no 3s. 4. 5. 6. Kirker's gonna kill the Armadrone. I am gonna play together. I'll capture onto Flame Guild. I'm gonna play Calp and Illusions, and I'll say Logos. And it is your turn. I'll shuffle and draw 5. Say check with none.
Back for Hydra.
Did I have cards left? I don't think I had a deck left. Right?
Alright, we'll say
I had no cards in my deck.
Yeah. Information exchange. Stack charge the Flame Gill. Play Moray. Is it?
So I will forge. You'll get these. Moray. Okay, I will say Sanctum, which will let me steal with Kincan. I will shifting battlefield to the Flame Guild. I will Hammergram the more. And it is your turn. I will draw 2.
Say Star Alliance. Grab archive. Technobabble there. And draw.
Set versus set gauntlet. Oh, like 5 decks from a set. That's like a gauntlet of a set. Is that what you're asking about? 5 decks from Dark Tidings, 5 decks from Mass Mutations, whatever it may be. Five best decks from a set. We might. As of right now, we've got a lot of open space to fill after we get back from Gen Con.
Yeah.
So, who knows? We'll come up with something. So, it's not like there's a nearly infinite amount of Keyforge that can be played with just the decks that we currently have. So,
Play Teresa. And I'll put Z-Wave Emitter on Teresa. And your turn.
okay. I am going to say Sanctum. I will steal one with Kincan. I am going to shifting battlefield. Move the Flame Guild there. And then I will grand melee capture onto the Flame Guild. That's what I got. I'll say check with 6, and I will draw 2.
Shadows and steal one. Play Francis. Dark Francis. Your turn.
Flame Guild murders Kelp.
Kincan dies. Oh, Kincan.
Oh yeah. Kincan would die. Yes. It's the.
Then I lose. Yeah. Yep. Kelp destroyed me. Yep.
I had no outs. Get unfathomable. Kincan. Woo. Kincan came through in a pinch there.
I guess the stack charge on the other thing was a mistake. I was trying to just end the game. Stack charge.
Well, static charge put you in a position where the game could end.
Yeah.
Because Belinda is always whelmed.
Jeez.
That was another case where the really powerful cards I felt like were at the bottom of the deck, and that's why the game was that's why you got so far ahead. Because
all your amber controls at the bottom.
I played together to play a Calp and a Illusions of Grandeur, which is insane, right? Like,
Okay.
You think about barking, Eddie?
Anything?
You very concerned about what's coming down the hallway? You think you want barking? Are you contemplating it?
Staring me down.
All right, bets up.
I'm prepared to lose in a much more frustrating fashion.
We'll see. That was pretty frustrating.
I was very prepared for you to win that game and then absolutely crush me game 2.
11.
So when you played all those Shadows idiots, I was like, man, there are like 8 cards in this deck to deal with
Yeah,
this board.
exactly.
And
I'm looking.
Francis attack gain 2. It's like the Dark Fairy from Mass Mutation at that point, right? Like,
Also, it sucked when I had to take that Logos turn where I didn't. I played 6 cards but didn't gain a single Amber to threaten with. That really sucked.
yeah, because it was all creatures at that point, right?
Yeah. I think that Logos side is somewhat weak.
Yeah, so it took all the card draw from Infomorph and
Yeah.
then moved it to the Star Alliance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like
If that Logos had like actions, like Positron Bolt, stuff like that, it would be
Yeah.
insane, right? Without the Armadrone and the
I think
Seaborg is okay, but
Seaborg's like on the bubble, right?
Brain Eater's
Brain on the bubble.
It doesn't
right?
work
There's-
so well for that deck.
Yeah, because the thing is, if you're playing actions like Brain Eater is better if you have a Logos action that you want to draw off of it
Yeah.
when you take a Logos turn.
Okay, I'll just play. Assign them.
All right, I'm gonna make that fish walk the plank. It's like
The walk
reverse.
the plank value.
It's the reverse walking the plank. You make it walk from the ocean onto your boat.
Mm-hmm.
Francis, and what I will. Your turn.
Say Sanctum. I will Hammergram Willa. Play 2 shifting battlefields. Your turn.
Those were instrumental to my win last time.
Yeah. Not wrong.
I am gonna say Logos. I'm gonna discard Static Charge. Yeah. I'll play Infomorph. I'll play Vespelon Theorist. I will play Hydro Cataloger. Draw. Is your turn.
Say Unfathomable. Play Calp. Zealot from Surge. Your turn.
I am going to say Shadows. Francis is going to fight Kelp. I'm going to play Brend and you gain 1. I will bug the Zealot. I will Reap with Francis. I will sack of coins. 3 to Brend, 2 to the Zealot. I will say check with 8. And we'll draw.
Say Unfathomable. This is not good. It's really not good. I'll play your Kuzel's.
Oh, these do not ready.
Yeah, you're right.
That changes your.
Maybe. Nah, it doesn't. I'll Kuzel's Chant and toss the Infomorph. And then 3 chains, raise the tide.
Did you want to do that before you?
No, it doesn't matter. I'm like tidal waving here to give you the tide.
I get dark.
Yeah, your turn.
I honestly wonder if I just leave that card there. It's like a very middling value card, or if I just leave it there for future Eddie.
Yeah, exactly.
I will forge. I'll say Logos. I'll play Grain Eater, Infomorph, Armadillo. It is your turn.
The Sanctum, I'll play a Staunch Knight. I'll first or last to purge the Brain Eater.
Okay.
And I'll play Staunch Knight.
Do you know how gross this deck would be if it had a what's the modal Star Alliance card? Unity or Discord?
Yes. No, it would be dumb. It would make so much amber.
This
on that turn.
This
It also really wants a Volmart.
It would be.
It needs some sort of control, and Star Alliance is like that was the thing last time. I could have drawn a million cards on my Star Alliance turn, but I can't.
Can't stop a key.
Can't stop a key.
Yeah. It would be so insane.
Yeah.
Alright. I am going to say Star Alliance. I'll play Lay of the Land. Top 3. Stop. And I'll draw. I am going to play Tabor and draw. And then I am going to play Lay of the Land for the top 3. Draw. Then I am going to Z-Wave, Emitter, and Particle Tracker onto Tabor. Draw. I'm going to play Teresa here so that way I don't get Grand Melee'd.
What's up, Lord of the Winter? Thank you for that, Prime.
Hey, appreciate it.
23 months. Very awesome. Thank you.
And it is your turn. I'll say check with 6. I will draw 2.
Say Star Alliance. I'll play a Triska. Draw. Play the Prof. Staunch Knight. To I'm gonna selective preservation, so 1, 4, 3, 6. Put a stunner on the Staunch Knight. I guess I could do that first. No, there's nothing to stop that. I'll stun that. Yeah. And I'll play this Espeon as well. Your turn.
I will forge. I am going to say Shadows. Frankie. Unstun.
Yeah, Watchroom could definitely use maximum stuff that uses out of house cards.
Ransom on the Prof.
Copying me.
I will scoop Triska. And it is your turn. I will draw.
Say Sanctum. Honor or Glory, 3 to each flank. I'll Hammer Graham Francis. Play Larry of the Lake. I'll Reap of Staunch. I guess I'll do that first, so I don't have to stun one of my own creatures. Or is it you may stun? Okay, never mind. Actually stun. Alright, your turn.
I will say Starlance. I'll play Z-Force. I'll shield you later. I am going to Technobabble. I guess there. Yeah, I guess there. Though honestly, it's tempting to hit just the Staunch Knight. He self-stuns. And I draw off the icon. And it is your turn. I'll draw 2.
Say...
The logos in this deck could be so much better.
Yeah, it's really the worst part. I will say Starlance.
It's like the... It's like a wacky mass mutation deck where you're like, man, this logos could be so much better. Instead of like saying that about any other house in a deck that has logos in it.
I'm going to buy a Discovery to raise the tide. So I'll use Espeon to Reap with Larry the Lake. Then I will play this Grand Alliance Council. So I'll choose Sanctum, Star Alliance. Then I'll unstun. He was stunned, so I am done.
Okay, I am going to say logos. I am going to information exchange and steal. I am going to forgive or forget, and you might be tempted to go get the Star Alliance here, but I think
Brendan's sack of coins is not.
Brendan's sack of coins is way better.
Yeah.
So
yeah. My Brand was purged last game, so
yeah.
You know.
I will play Eddie and Archive. I will play Seaborg and Moray. And it's your turn. I will draw these 3 and then shuffle and draw 3.
Don't forge.
E cost is 9 currently. Ransom on the Professor is like one of those where honestly, if you had the right board setup, you're like, here's the 2, because the activating the Professor and the 2 other creatures would give you enough amber to make up for the fact that you just paid 2 to the opponent.
Say Unfathomable, pick up the Archive. I will play Portal because the Archive. I will play Flamegull Enforcer. Fight Eddie.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he died this game, but yeah, he did.
I'll play a Enforcer, play Calp. I will Illusions of Grandeur for Star Alliance. And it's your turn.
Okay. I will say Star Alliance. I am going to play Kirker, Incan, Z-Ray Blaster, Teresa.
Those 2 things.
I will play these. I will play this. I will play this. And kill Calp. And
You have to play a creature first.
I'll play that. And then kill Calp.
There you go. Okay.
I knew I could kill her. Play Can.
Because I was trying to engineer that play last game, but you stunned the Moray. I couldn't do it.
Pick up the Z-Ray. I started the turn with 3, so that's the Z-Ray right there. I almost double gained. take 3 chains to raise the tide. Well, ready the moray. And then enrage and archive. I got it all. Leap with the moray or fight with. I think I kind of like fighting into Triska there because that takes 2 of your pieces off the board. It's the same as reaping. Okay, and it is your turn. Drop a chain and draw 3.
All right, I'll forge.
I think you're in a Kobayashi Maru Illusions of Grandeur scenario.
Yeah.
And I drew the Teresa as what made that play possible, so I got really lucky with that. But because I had the Teresa in my hand.
Okay, I'll say Sanctum. I'll play Numquid. I'll do a damage to the King. I'll kill this Moray. I will play Zalvador with a capture. Alms Master. Do some capturing. Reap a Staunch Knight. Stun the board. And your turn.
I'll put my archives into my hand and say shadows. I am going to ransom the Staunch Knight. I will play Brand and give you an amber. Play Francis. Play little. I don't play little enough. I will play Sack of Coins to kill Brand. Steal 3. Then I'll play Little Niff. And I will drop a chain. Say check with 6. King can't steal. Oh, heck yeah. So I got an extra point of damage. Put into Enforcer.
I lose. I have the Grand Melee capture, but that's it. And it doesn't do anything because the Flame Bill has an amber on it, so.
And he dies.
Yeah.
Brand. Steal a whole key.
Yep. Not great.
Steal a whole key. I felt like I got carried. So I was making fun of the Logos, but honestly it was like the couple of Logos turns. Ransom was in play. Can.
I still couldn't.
I just played Ransom.
Yeah, I still couldn't.
I just played it as part of that turn.
I couldn't have stopped 6 there, so.
Yeah, it's alright. Ransom had been in play earlier in the game. Yeah. There you go.
Okay, game 3, and we'll see who is going to go to the top 4.
Did you even draw together?
No, it was the bottom card. Yeah. Okay, bets are up. There's no onboard cost in Keyforge.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, that is correct.
If you are you familiar with Keyforge at all? You're not.
So the way Keyforge works is you have a 36 card deck with essentially 3 different colors or factions. If you're really used to like other card games, it'd be like 3 colors or 3 factions in them. And each turn, you say one of your factions, and you can only play or use cards from that particular faction. So the resource is your hand, right?
Yeah.
And the resource is balancing the cards in your deck.
Yeah. Eventually, you'll get to the point where you can't use the same house over and over again because all those cards will have been played or dead on the board or something like that. So,
So you'll be forced to kind of like bounce between all three of your factions during the course of the game.
Keyforge is a lot swingier than a lot of other card games because of the no resource factor, and cards typically have like a pretty high impact. You're also trying to, if you forge 3 keys, you win the game.
Yeah, so it's not like other card games where it's a battle to reduce your opponent's life total to 0. It's a race to collect enough amber tokens to forge 3 keys. The first person to forge 3 keys wins.
Yeah, your goal is effectively 18 amber, but there are a lot of things that can change that number. For instance, in that last game, I generated like 12 of my own amber and then stole 6 from Justin. I also had a card that could tax keys, so you can make keys cost more than the base cost of 6. There are things that reduce the cost of keys as well. There's not really a whole lot of that in this set.
I'd compare actually the win condition most to Game of Thrones, where you're trying to collect.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is a good one.
Power counters, right?
Because
you attack different aspects of the opponent,
right? Because in Game of Thrones you have characters who are often dying in droves, but it doesn't matter. You're sacrificing them to get the power that you need to win the game. So a lot of that happens in Keyforge. Now this is the fifth. This is the 5th set, so there's a lot of wrinkles in this set that don't.
Got a busted sleeve here.
Oh yeah,
yeah. There's something. Get more blues.
That one. Maybe it got pushed.
Oh yeah, that's busted.
That's a busted sleeve.
Hydro Catalogger is done.
Yeah, we got blues right here. You can blue yourself,
please. PG stream.
PG.
There you go. Take that.
Yeah. We have a Keyforge introduction video, but I think there are other people who have done a better job of doing intro videos to Keyforge.
I think the rules are still in our like channel info somewhere. Yeah. Also.
The Tolarian Community College has a pretty good video on Keyforge. There's several other Keyforge content creators that are more, I would say, succinct than we are.
5. Yeah, we suck. Cool. We got the elevator pitch, right?
Yeah.
We didn't give you the full thing.
I have an elevator pitch that's like 45 minutes long if you want to listen to that, but
I'm gonna mulligan.
I am going to...
Unique deck aspect is the most important part of Keyforge, and the coolest part, I think. Every single deck you buy is completely unique, and you cannot customize your deck at all. So if you buy a deck off the shelf, you will be the only person to own that particular combination of cards in the entire world. It will have a unique deck back, as well as a unique name, and a unique combination of cards.
Yep.
So, there you go.
Yeah.
There's your double elevator pitch.
Yeah. A lot of people will consider that a gimmick, but once you play enough Keyforge, you realize that it stands up beyond just the gimmick aspect of it.
No customizing at all. So these decks are straight out of the box. What we do is we open 100 decks from a set.
Decks have the name printed on the card.
As you can see on the back of the card, it is the name of the deck, what houses are in it, and on the flip side is the deck list, and a code to scan it into the app, which lets you track all your decks.
Yep.
So the premise of our entire stream is we started by buying 100 decks of the first set, and we have a long form tournament. We just were like, how do we figure out which one of these 100 decks is the best one, right? The best one that we own. So we put them in a long format tournament.
And play through them.
And play through all of them, play a lot of matchups. It's about a 4-month process, and this is actually the top 4 of, this is top 8 right now, of our most recent sets tournament. And that came out in July?
No.
June?
May.
May?
We got some in April because Canada got some in April, but the U.S. port situation delayed the U.S. release until May. But so yeah, you actually caught the tail end of our tournament. So balance testing. Yeah, so
we probably do more of that than they do.
Right? Yeah. I doubt you can find people who have played as many recorded games as we have. Now, there are people who've played way more Keyforge than we have.
There's a way to play online through a web client called the Crucible Online.
All right. Yeah, it's kind of like Magic Draft. It's kind of like Magic Sealed
tournaments. Sealed's probably closest, except you still do deck building in Magic Sealed, but it's like it would be like doing Magic Sealed where you bought a sealed deck that was already randomly generated, I guess, right?
And due to the nature of the game, all decks are playable to some degree. Now, obviously, there are better decks than others.
But there are ways to play your bad decks, like different formats. Formats where you trade decks with the opponent, and you try to beat the opponent with their deck. They're randomly, algorithmically generated, pre-built.
So like for instance, this Z-Force card right here always comes with 3 other cards that they sort of all work together. So if you have a Z-Force agent in your deck, you will always have 3 copies of another card. Now if you have 2 copies of Z-Force agents, that means you've got 2 copies of the other 3 cards as well. But that is 8 of your cards, 8 of your 12 cards in your one house. In the first set, one of the really early in the game, there were these chase cards called the Horsemen, and it was the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. You had famine, death, pestilence, and war, and they all worked together. They had all like this cool stuff, so a lot of people were hunting them down. It turns out that they didn't make a deck that much better, but they were cool. So there's a lot of that stuff where there's a card called Time Traveler. And there's a card called Help from Future Self, and when you play Help from Future Self, you go get your Time Traveler out of your deck and you get to play it.
Oh, I remember when I first saw that before Keyforge came out, like that combination of 2 cards, and I was just like,
that is awesome.
Yeah.
There's so much you could do with this game, and there's a lot of cool. I don't know what they call them, like special rarities. I think that's probably the best name for it. There's a lot of special rarity cards in the game that make your decks even slightly more unique. Now, the set before this one had a mechanic that would give bonus icons to other cards in your deck, and then that made that made decks like feel completely unique.
Without context of icons, it probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but it does mean that you could have a card in your deck or a variation of a card in your deck that literally no one else has in the world.
That is the best version of that card in the whole world.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm going to say Sanctum. I am going to play Staunch Knight, Larry the Lake, and I'm going to Numquid and shoot Z-Force Agent. And it is your turn. I will draw 3.
Okay, I'll say Shadows. I'm going to walk the plank and blow up the... I guess I'll play Larry the Lake, doesn't really matter. I will play Francis. I will...
Yeah, Collectible Deck Game is a better name for it, so...
I'll mug the Numquid, and I'll sack a coins the Numquid. Unique deck game is good, yeah. Yeah, unique deck game is kind of what they're trying to go for. Yeah.
All right, I am going to say Unfathomable. I am going to play Kalp, who's enhanced with an amber icon. I will Rakuzel's Chant with Francis. Then I'm going to Illusions of Grandeur for Shadows. And it is your turn. I will draw 3. Give me a key, or
I think I have to.
Because if you don't develop, you're like behind the 8 ball on Kalp.
I'll say Logos. I will play Infomorph. I will play Forgive or Forget. Sack coins and Z-Force Agent.
It's a motley assortment of...
I'll discard Information Exchange and Vespelon Theorist. Your turn. You gain 3, yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll use that 3 to forge. I'm gonna make a cute play here. I am going to play Kirker, play Mutagenesis Researcher, so that I can Selective Preservation for 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna play Kincan. I'm gonna put Stunner on Staunch Knight, and then play Biome Discovery and Raise the Tide. And it is your turn. I will draw 6.
I'm gonna take a crappy turn again. I'll say Shadows. I do get to steal one.
I steal.
Oh, you steal.
I steal.
All right. Well, there you go. I'll play Sack of Coins and kills Calp. I'll play Wywilla. I'll play Ransom. Your turn.
I am going to say Sanctum and Steel.
Yeah, Nathan's,
No.
there's a lot of like board wipes and violence in this game. Like a Wrath of God, for instance, is not so uncommon.
Yeah, Selectus Preservation. We do have commands in chat. If you're ever curious about a card name, I believe you can do !C and then the name of the card or part of the name of the card, and it will do. The bot will do its best to try to get you a full card name.
Also, do deck lists with the same thing.
And exclamation
D
and the deck name will get it. So yeah, Selective Preservation lets you choose a power for each creature in play. So unlike Magic, where creatures have power and toughness, in this game creatures just have a power. That's also their toughness, effectively. And so if they take that much damage, they die. Some creatures have armor, which will prevent the first amount of damage done to them. But Selective Preservation, in that case, let me wipe Justin's creatures because I was able to select my creatures that had the appropriate power and toughness. Staunch Knight gains +2 power if it's on a flank. So what I did is I cut it off from the battle line. And in this game, your creatures are just in a row. And you play them to the left or right of other creatures that are already in play. There's some rules that let you break that. So I had to reduce the power of my Staunch Knight so that Justin's creature would die. All right, so I'll say Sanctum. I don't get to steal because of that. I don't think I want to. No, I guess I'll say Sanctum. I don't want to do that. I don't want to say Star Alliance. I am going to play a Kirker. Mutagenesis Researcher will reap. Kincan will reap. And then I think I reap with Kirker. There's like no way you go into Shadows, take 3 chains to steal the tie just to steal 1 from me. So, and I'll draw. Say check with 6.
Right, I'll say Star Lance. I'll play Kirker, Z-Force Agent, D-Wave Emitter. Let me draw a card. D-Particle Tracker. And a Shield Leader. Your turn. Yeah, I don't know.
It got pants.
The freaking Calp. I mean,
yeah, the Calp was. There hasn't been a game where Calp has been out and not like difficult to get to.
Yeah,
the Illusions.
Calp beat me first game too, right?
Yeah,
the Illusions was really bad.
I didn't have a good Illusions in game 1. I didn't draw it at a time where but I still like won that game, right? But Justin didn't have a good Illusions because you didn't draw it till like the end of the deck. Same situation as me. So yeah,
exactly.
Okay, I am going to say Sanctum. I am gonna Hammergram Wydwilla. My first to last for the highest power.
5s.
I don't really want to purge my Kirkers there, but I don't want you to Z-Force Agent me for infinity.
Yeah.
I will Shifting Battlefield Staunch Knight over. Colonist Chapman or Kirker? I think it depends.
Yeah.
In a
Kirker
vacuum,
pretty good.
In a vacuum, Colonist Chapman is better, right? Because he gives you bonuses to the creatures that are to your left and right. But there are a lot of times where Kirker is just a pain in the ass to try to fight through. I think Kirker is insane in this set. He's really like you have to send a serious creature. A lot of the small idiots that want to like.
It wasn't really the case in
Mass Mutations.
Worlds
Kirker,
Collide.
yeah. In Worlds Collide, Kirker was fine.
Yeah.
The hazardous mattered because it would get rid of a ward, but a lot of Saurians were just kind of big enough that they could just take the 3 damage and trade with Kirker. I'll discard this other Hammergram, and it's your turn. I'll draw all 4.
I'll say Logos. You get to steal 1. Play Hydro Cataloger.
Kincan's going off.
I can't. I had to like deal with the cow. I had to do Amber because I can't get steal Amber.
Kincan is having the game of his life.
I'll play Rainier. I'll play Eddie Archive. There. I do like Chapman too.
I think I just try to close the game out. Honestly. I'm gonna say Star Alliance. I am going to Reap with the Mutagenesis Researcher. I'm gonna play Triska and draw. I don't play Triska. Jake. Okay. This was I had the GAC in my hand already. I'm gonna play GAC. I'll choose Kincan Staunch Knight, Brain Eater. Then I'll play Triska and draw. That order mattered there. I will play Caring. I'll Reap with Kincan. Reap with Caring. And it is your turn. I will to play order mattered that time around.
I'll say Shadows will play Willa and Francis, and I would discard this Bryn so I don't lose.
That's like sucks, right?
Yeah,
because it's like
that's
the
that's
Bryn is
the
what
way I have to win.
Yeah, Bryn was how the game was won the first or the second game. All right, well, this turn is just gross. I am going to say Unfathomable. I am going to play Portal and Raise the Tide.
Archive.
I have the Tide.
Yes, you archive it.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was not archiving for the Hydro Cataloger, but I am gonna play Velucanth. I'm gonna exhaust Velucanth and stun there, or sorry, exhaust there. I am going to play Flamegill Enforcer. I am going to Tidal Wave. So you will get the Tide, and you'll get to archive. And then I'll Storm Surge. I actually didn't have any Unfathomable, so I was stolen with Kincan. Right? I'll Storm Surge, keep you exhausted. I'll say check with 9. It's your turn.
That's it.
Completely pantsed.
Unfortunate. I feel bad that Waltrip went out like that.
Yeah. That was like not indicative of his performance in the first two games. But I think that was honestly, it's like, I think that demonstrated like how powerful draw orders in this set. Like,
the power of Calp, really.
Yeah.
Also, a protected Calp.
You have to like
not have an immediate answer for it.
You had to take so many bad turns to get rid of the Calp.
It was like 3. It was really bad.
It was like you could either take bad turns with Calp on the table, or
my bad turns with Calp on the table weren't getting me closer to killing Calp too. That was the problem. Okay.
All right. So Whelmed Belinda is going against Elder Stagmoss. Yet another Logos deck goes down.
Yeah, Brend is like an inevitable bad. There are ways to play around Brend. Yeah, you usually leaving it to Reap is fine, because your opponent's not going to take that many Shadows turns with it. But destroying it is devastating.
Yeah.
Getting 3 Amber stolen from you is pretty devastating.
In the second game, I was able to use my Shadow actions to kill my own Brend.
The best use of Brend is when you are able to both play Brend and then kill it as soon as possible, thus giving yourself control over when it dies, as opposed to giving your opponent control over when it dies. So if it dies and your opponent doesn't have any Amber, you don't get any value out of it.
Exactly.
So there are some decks that have Brend in it that don't have a way to kill Brend, and they're just like,
and he's like only an okay card, right?
Yeah,
like
but some decks have a lot of ways to kill their own Brend and ways to like resurrect their own Brend.
Yeah,
and you just keep stealing 3.
The first set that Brend was printed in, there was a card in another faction called Exhume that would let you play a creature card from your discard pile. And that same faction also had a lot of board wipes or ways to kill your own creatures. So Those Brend Exhume decks are nasty. So yeah,
I have one offensively powerful Toki is one of my favorite AoE decks, and it makes a lot of use out of resurrecting and killing Brend a lot.
and I think that is where Keyforge really shines once you get past the unique deck gimmick, and then you start playing with like the cool combos between all the different factions and the combos inside factions. That's where you start finding stuff that you really enjoy in the game, and then you've got like a chase to go find those combos elsewhere. So yeah, Life for Life was AoA. Yeah, that was just printed in the set, right? So you didn't even need the other factions.
Was Sack Coins in AoA?
Yeah,
it was.
I think Sack of Coins has been printed in every set since AoA.
Okay.
Which is on with Brend. So yeah, that'd be dope.
That's pretty sweet.
Kill Brend.
All right.
Does Witch of the Dawn? Can you bring back the creature you just killed with Witch of the Dawn?
No, you cannot. It's other
Okay.
creature.
Okay.
They were evil Witch of the Dawn.
Yeah, evil twin.
Okay, so what are these
AoA
decks?
Worlds Collide Match Days? Yeah, it was Sack of Coins is insane. Like I can't like they keep printing it. The card's really good.
We're officially in the top 4 now. Rico Solo
Yes.
versus Fellini. Rico was the one that destroyed Mervigig.
Yeah.
So Fellini is the ridiculous untamed side.
Yeah.
So
And the Saurian side that doesn't give up. Saurian side does not give up.
And then let me look at Rico again.
No infighting.
The double illusions in Rico. Maelstrom
Final analysis.
also. Tidal Wave.
I could see the double illusions being really powerful.
Double illusions is proving to be pretty insane. 9. I will mulligan.
I will keep.
They're gonna be fast. Yeah, I think you might be right. Might be right. We're getting spicy. This is to get into the finals.
Shadow Star Alliance Unfathomable. 2 decks in the finals, or in the final 4 with that house combination. 1 Saurian, 1 Sanctum deck still remaining. And only 1 Logos deck and 1 Untamed deck.
Yeah.
Like Fellini is the odd man out here. So
we trade after every game.
Yeah, one of the earliest tenets of the stream was trying to find the best deck, not determine the best player. I think Justin and I are equivalent players. I think we have different strengths and different weaknesses when we play.
Different strategies we gravitate towards.
Yeah, Justin usually likes to put the onus on the opponent to stop him more than I do. I like to try to like outmaneuver the opponent. So
I like to assemble combos.
Yeah, I like me a combo too, but I like me the ground and pound strategy of like developing a board and then utilizing it forever if possible. It's not as easy to do in this set because of the way, or at least at this point in the tournament, because the decks that are here are pretty good at dealing with boards. So
play pterodactyl.
I am gonna say Star Alliance, and I'm gonna draw 30 cards by playing Make It So and then guessing 30 houses in a row. Star Alliance, boom. Okay, Star Alliance again. Damn. All right, I got one. That's all right. I'll play Kirker. I'll play poor Hawkins. We'll give Hawkins a blaster and the translator. And it is your turn. I will draw.
Say sorry, and all it's done. I'll play Lapisaurus Venator also. Your turn.
Okay. I am going to say Star Alliance again. I'm going to play Matter Maker. I am going to Under Pressure. I guess the pterodactyl blows a hole in my line right now, so I don't really want to have it be utilized multiple times. I'll play Hings and go get Gross. Play more cards.
I like decks that assemble an archive for an alpha strike, hence Light Tasker.
I like to build an advantage and then keep building on that advantage. I like to win incrementally, slowly, inexorably. Now the funny thing is, if you go back to the Glorious Few, that was not the case. I opted to use my board a lot more.
And it really, really, really depends on the deck.
Yeah, it depends on the deck. So, all right, I will then proceed to reap here and here. And it is your turn. I will say check with 7, and I will draw 3.
Let's say logos. I'll final analysis.
All right, so I draw 4.
I'll draw 3. I will play Information Exchange, steal 1.
Hey.
Play Infomorph, play Forgive or Forget, or Pterodactyl, and do I get analysis or do I get info? I think I'll just get analysis. And I'll play Talmage. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Info exchange, for forget, file analysis, infomorph, Talmage. So 5 power counters. And your turn.
I will forge. I am going to say Shadows. I'm going to play Trickle Down Theory, which is going to raise the tide. I will play Sea Urchin and steal 1. I'll play Brand and give you 1. And then I'll play 2 Shoulder Ids.
So Brand's happening, huh?
And it is your turn. I don't think it's a coincidence, right, that a good Bryn deck is making a deep run in this tournament, because steal, you would steal 3 in Mass Mutations in a turn, and your opponent would steal 4.
Yeah, right.
Right. But in this set, it's you steal 3, and your opponent is just they're in shambles. They're like, oh god.
I'll say Untamed. I'll play Chelonia and draw. I will take 3 chains.
Okay, at least made you take the chains.
Raise the tide. I will play Keyfrog and draw. Gain 1. Play Creed of Nature. Play Spore Gorger and gain 1. Play Spore Gorger and gain 1. I'll reap or sow. I'll reap with Spore Gorger. Get a counter.
I elect not to use the ability.
Yeah. Your turn.
Went to 5. Deck. Deck is not a permitted term?
And sack. In the same.
Oh, deck and sack.
Same
Yeah, that
sense.
makes sense. You walk into this chat and they're all talking about their decks and their sacks at all times. I am going to say,
I think it was probably the winner, right? The one that we use stack of coins and just dump 12 damage out.
a card gamer type play.
What was the name of the deck? Why can't I remember the name? Fugitive Adler, right? Its stack
Yeah,
of coins was
yeah.
insane.
it wasn't like the strongest at wiping the board, but it had a lot of like spot removal, and then there were times where Sack of Coins was like hitting. You were hitting them with like the whole Scrooge McDuck vault of coins. So, okay, well this is a 6-card Unfathomable turn. I am going to play Sobogs. I am going to Bubbles. I think I put the Spore Gorger on top. I am going to Call of the Void the Tall Mage. I will Illusions of Grandeur for Untamed. I am going to discard Maelstrom, and then I will take 3 chains to raise the tide, so that I can Tidal Wave right there, and you'll get the tide right back. I'll drop and draw 5.
I will say Untamed. I'll play Screwin'. Your turn.
I am. I'll say Shadows. Sorry, I will say. Shadows turn. I'm going to say Shadows. I'm going to discard Hard Simpson. I'm going to play Jackie Tar. I'm going to trickle down, take 1, or to gain 1. And then I'm going to reap. And it's your turn. I'll drop a chain and draw 2. Let's say check with 10.
So Forge.
I could have taken a Starline's turn and killed Brend and done nothing else. I had removal for just Brend, and it would stop you from forging. But if you are forced to final analysis and think me draw 6,
I do.
just...
So I'll say Logos, pick up the archive. I will fight a Shoulderhead. This Shoulderhead. I'll fight the Brand. Sobogs. I guess I'll hyper lose.
Lose to hyper lose.
I'll file analysis.
Alright. Steal that one, I'll draw 6.
Play Hyde, Seaborg, and Eddie.
It could have been worse, because I could have forged for more there.
Your turn. Brend.
There was not enough for Bryn to steal.
Yeah, so there's only 1 out, so he stole the
1. So I spent 6 plus 1 for Eddie, so I spent 7 to forge a key.
But I played Final Analysis, which destroys all creatures, and everyone draws a card for each creature destroyed this way.
Alright, I am going to say Unfathomable. I'll play Portal. Raise the tide. I am going to play Horrid Sign-In and Horrid Sign-In. And I am going to Wrath or Ruin. I think I would just return those 2 creatures to your hand. I think that is better at clunking than me just destroying one of them. So, it is your turn. I will tap.
Alright, I'll say Logos. I'll play Hide. I'll play Seaborg. I'll Reap. Your turn.
The Clunker. I am going to say Shadows. I'll say Shadows. I'll play Little Niff. No, I don't play him yet. I'll play Shoulder Id. I'll play Monty Bank. I will borrow that Creative Nature if you don't mind.
Sure.
And then I'll play Little Niff. All right. Little Niff has a keyword called Omega that just ends the turn when you play it. So I can't play Little Niff before I play anything else. So I have to play him as my last card. I will draw 2 and drop my last chain. Your turn.
Say sorry. Play Pterodactyl.
It is Little Niff. I keep calling him Little Niff because he sounds like a SoundCloud rapper.
Humble the Sign-In. All Decadence. To Exalt and Reap with Seaborg and shoot the Little Niff and Raise the Tide. Your turn.
Where's my last card? Would I even know what my last card is by looking at this list? No, it's not Shoulder Id. I think I've played 3 Shoulder Ids. Tabor? I haven't played a Tabor this game. Okay, I am going to say Unfathomable. I'm going to play Illusions of Grandeur, and I will say the Untamed cannot stop keys. So I will say Untamed. You have to say Untamed next turn. And then Hard Sign-In will kill Eddie. And I will say check with 7. I will draw 1, and I will shuffle and draw.
Untamed can stop keys, so I'll say Untamed. At Mookling.
Oh, fair enough.
I'll play Sporberger and Gruin.
Fair enough.
Mookling. I'll Reap or So. Do the Seaborg.
Seaborg's doing a lot of work.
Yeah, I'll shoot Moneybank.
Just in case.
Yeah.
One more. All right, I am going to say Star Alliance. I'm going to play Tabor. I'm going to play Kirker.
I'm sorry I'm not entertaining enough loser for you.
I am going to Unity or Discord. This Hard Sign-In into the Seaborg. And then I am going to zap 3, 6. We don't share any houses. The full zap.
Whoa.
The full zapper. I'll hit the Mookling for 2. Hide for 2. 4. 4. Okay. I'll say check with 9. Oh, I can trickle down. And it is your turn. I will draw 4. There's 2 spoils of battle.
I'll waste on my Pterodactyl and lose.
Okay.
Man, I'm ready to lose to this deck.
Oh yeah.
Sarium is good. I didn't get Waste Not off that game. Spoils of Battle was in the bottom of the deck.
Running with this set. A gung, yeah, a diplomatic gung would be pretty good.
Back when you...
I'm actually surprised diplomatic gung is not in any of these decks, right?
I think you might be right.
All the diplomatic gung decks. Yeah, I got branded a lot the other night, and it all balances out, right? That's the frustrating thing about playing this game, especially in this set. I feel like I don't think the divide has been as bad as it has been in this set because of draw order and whatnot, but things get hit at the wrong time in a game and it just spirals out of control. There's no way to get back into the game.
Alright, this could be the game that leads to your first finalist. Whoa. Wow. Cool.
Rico's a good deck.
It's
That's
good.
a fun deck.
It's so funny that it was 4-2, right?
Yeah. I think it's because it's slightly weak on the board control.
That's fair.
But I think it's fast enough to beat some decks.
And the illusions, like...
The illusions are just...
The unfathomable is just so... Ugh.
Yeah. Then Sobogs is like insane in that deck.
Yeah.
The Sobogs is... It's since it's a fast deck, the Sobogs puts your opponent on the back foot, right? And so your opponent is like, I gotta forge keys to catch up, but then my board gets exhausted, and then you can't like utilize stuff that you have, and so Rico can kind of like just jump ahead. So
there's that bet. Get your bets out.
7,
10.
All right. Yep, this is easy mulligan, I think.
If you're betting on me, track record tonight is not looking good. Not looking good at all.
You need to complain more about the draw order.
Apparently.
Ride or die with Fellini. It does bounce. I mean, it was like 2 nights ago. I think I was on the verge of a 1-4 night or something.
Yeah. Did we roll?
Yeah, you won the roll.
Okay. Do you mulligan?
I have already mulliganed.
Okay. Shoulder-id. Eureka. Oh no.
Hey, this deck has Eureka. Did
Yeah,
you know
no. I drew it. It was like right before the end of the game, too. So, like I said, ready to lose this deck.
Yeah. Did you give me the perfect Eureka? You almost did.
Almost.
It was 2-2 Eureka, and so I was like, if you hit, I guess it's a 1 in 3, because the first card will always be of one house, right? So if you hit the 1 in 3 to hit the other card, and I hit the perfect Eureka. Good.
Okay, I'll say Unfathomable. Play Sobogs. This is not great. So I'll play Bubbles. I'll play Tidal Wave. I'll play...
It gives me the Tide.
I know. I'll play
Okay.
Portal.
Okay.
I will play Call of the Void.
To exhaust your
I'll
shoulder.
go Shoulder-id, yeah.
There's a lot of cards, but
There's a lot of cards and there's a lot of amber, but
it's a lot of answers.
it doesn't...
Yeah.
Yeah, I might need those.
Alright, I still have a 2/2/2 hand. I am going to say Logos. I'll play PS Weapon and Eddie. Eddie at least alleviates part of the 2/2. And it is your turn. I will draw all 3.
Say Star Alliance. Play Kirker. I'll play Translator on Shoulder-id. You need your Discord to reap with Shoulder-id. To Bubbles fight the Sweven. And I'll zap the Eddie. Check with 6.
Alright. I am going to crack back. I'm going to pick up my archives. I am going to say Untamed. I am taking 3 chains to raise the tide. I am playing Chelonia and drawing a card. I am playing Chelonia. I don't get one for the other Chelonia. I am gonna play Keyforge and get 2 and draw a card. I was hoping to hit 1 untamed card there. And I'll play Gruen and gain 4. 1, 1, 2. I will say check with 10. I do not drop a chain. I have too many cards in my hand. And it is your turn.
Forge. I have to exalt. No, I don't. That was you. Okay. Okay. That's good.
I so bogged myself.
Yeah. Okay. I will.
Part of me wanted to wait 1 more turn for this because I knew I was going to get chains. But part of me also thought, you went for the key so fast that I have to put something down strong here and basically demand you take some sort of turn to deal with some part of this. Otherwise, this stuff can get out of hand. So, yeah, exactly, right? I'm not drawing any cards. I've played all my untamed stuff. If all my creatures get tapped, they're just tapped, right?
I have to kill the Chelonius. Which sucks because my turn is not great. I'll say Unfathomable. I will Wrath of Ruin to destroy Chelonia. I consider returning both your hand, but because of the draw icon,
yeah,
it's probably a terrible idea. I will fight Keyforge so that you can go and forge.
So Keyforge is destroyed, and I forge for 6.
Which exhausts everything.
Okay.
And then I'm done.
All right. I am going to say, gonna say Saurian. I'm gonna play Censor Philo for 1. I'm gonna play Undagnathus for 1, and I'll play Pterodactyl for 1. Chelonia giving me all of that amber, and then I'm going to Spoils of Battle. I'll capture that onto the Pterodactyl. And it is your turn. I'll say check with 8. I will drop a chain and draw 2.
So shows. I'll play Jack Guitar. Shoulder Id. To your turn.
There's so many taunts in the way.
I will Reap with Shoulder Id. Fight Censor Philo. Play Little Nif. Little Nif. Your turn.
I will forge and I get so bogged. Now what? I'm gonna make a bold and daring play. I'm gonna save Logos. I'm gonna play Infomorph and gain 1. Play Seaborg and gain 1, and then I'm gonna Final Analysis for 6.
I'll also draw 6.
You get that back. All of this explodes, and I draw 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like an argument to play those creatures after the final analysis, so I have some sort of board, but drawing 2, gaining 2 amber seems pretty good. So I will draw. Okay. We play Vellum and Hide. And it is your turn. Do not drop a chain because I have 6 cards in my hand.
Alright, let's say Star Alliance. I'll play Kirker. Gross. I'll search my deck.
You find no Hings.
Somehow I found Hings.
Can't believe it. Little Nif. Little Nif's SoundCloud was a big hit in 2014. Am I right? Little Nif type beat.
No, I absolutely wanted to play Hings here.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that way the art makes sense.
You know what I mean? I will. Play Tabor, play Hings. Oh, that was gross. Sorry. I will play Mattermaker. I will play Hawkins.
No.
Officer's Blaster. Make it so.
And now you name the
All right, here we
10
go.
cards.
8 straight cards.
You gotta build it up. Crack your knuckles.
They're not crackable right now.
There you go. That's some good. All right. 8 straight cards.
Unfathomable.
Okay, well.
0 cards.
You gotta build it up so that when you fail immediately, it's hilarious.
It was 4 and 4, by the way.
Oh, okay. So it's 50-50?
Yeah.
All right.
So win a coin flip 8 times. Easy.
You either do or you don't. It's 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to say Untamed. I'm going to play Deepwater Druid. I am going to Waste Not that Deepwater Druid to draw 3. Explode him, draw 3. Well, that card is like... Yeah, go. I'll play Spore Gorger and Creative Nature. I'll say check with 7, and it is your turn. I do drop a chain, but I don't draw any. The legacy, it's like a legacy Magic deck with all the searching and shuffling that you do.
I guess I'll say Starlines. I will Reap with Hings.
If you get an
draw 3 cards.
Yeah. If you get an answer, you can Tabor it.
Yeah. Nope. No answer.
Alright.
Oh boy. One of them nights. Fellini's still in it. This match will for sure decide the first finalist. 100%.
It's the Fellini is a deck that is really fun to play. When
it is really fun.
When it is hitting, you're just like, I'm playing cards.
I'm getting amber.
I'm getting
fortune
amber.
keys.
It feels like a mass mutation deck, right? Where
Yeah.
you're just getting a bunch of extra plays, a bunch of extra draws. Getting amber for just playing things. It's like part mass mutations, part coda, part AoA. Sometimes it feels like you played a Martian Generosity with the amount of cards that you draw on it, so. I don't know, it sounds like something
It
that would
does
happen
sound
in
like it.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
I believe I've gone on enough anti-Yu-Gi-Oh! Screeds in this channel.
Surely I'll win now. Maybe I'm just bad at Keyforge. Sometimes after these nights, you wonder, am I just bad at the game? Do I suck?
Do I suck? Maybe I'm not yelling loud enough. Good Magic rant. It's clearly Magic is not designed for me anymore.
You see Magic in an elevator, and Magic says, "What do you think about me?" And you're like, "I don't think about you at all."
Anymore. Yeah, I just don't think it's not a game for me anymore. I don't if I sat down at a table and somebody played Negan against me, I don't even care if Negan sucks, but if I see Negan in Magic,
my
I'm just
immersion
like,
is broken.
I'm like, what the So yeah, I played some Commander on my birthday back in June, back when we thought the pandemic was going to end, and had a bunch of people over. We were playing some. A friend of mine has we tied. A friend of mine has a bunch of Commander decks, so we started playing. We tied again.
4. Okay. 5. 7. All right.
GDC. What was that? Game Designer Conference. That was. How long ago was that? Was that 2 or 3 weeks ago? I think it was not that long ago, right? There are lots of things from the Magic design that I like, but I feel like Magic just stopped paying attention to its own design stuff in lieu of making money. There was I forget who was talking. My brother and I were talking about it, but brands can make deposits and withdrawals for design just like anything else, right? You hear a lot about technical debt if you're in the programming world, right?
I see.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty good, Hyper. But yeah, and I feel like Magic for years was constantly depositing stuff into the good designs. But whenever you're like making deposits, you're putting them there so you can draw from them later. And I feel like in the last several years, Magic has done nothing but just pool ideas that they had and burned them. And then executed them in a fashion that they can never really be revisited. Think like the Storm mechanic. Now, they keep printing Storm cards here and there, and they're almost always a mistake. But Storm is a good example of a mechanic that is like you're playing with fire every time you print it. I am going to say Shadows. I'll play Trickle Down. You didn't get to play Trickle Down. Yeah, that card is good. I'll play Shoulder It. I'll play Brend. It may be a mistake to play Brend.
There's a lot of stuff I didn't get to play.
And it is your turn. I will draw. It's not like the best time to play Brend. If you answer it immediately, whatever, right? But you might have to go out of your way to do it.
I'll say Logos. I will play Hide, Infomorph, and I'll stack Charge Brend.
Oh. You didn't want to stack charge the Shoulder It?
No.
You didn't want to...
No.
I'll let you take it back. You can put the stack charge on the Shoulder It if you wanted.
I will not want to.
Yeah, it's so it's to me it's a question. It's so there's I think there's an infamous quote from, it may even be Garfield, that where but it might have been Rosewater, I forget, but somebody said that if you're not banning cards, then you're not really pushing design. But I don't think that's necessarily true, because you look at a card like Oko and you're like, well, if you're pushing design, Oko is a pushed card. Like it yeah. And if you think about food as a mechanic versus, like, say, clues as a mechanic, clues are a good mechanic because they provide acceleration towards the end of a game, because you're drawing extra cards. Ostensibly, any card that you could draw could end the game, right? Could be the card that beats your opponent. Food, on the other hand, as a mechanic, is something that only prolongs a game. Now, if you use it as a resource for other cards, that's fine, but its only inherent in-play game design is to extend the length of a game, artificially even, right? And so that is one of those things where it's like, we took the idea of a clue that was really, really cool, and then we used it again in treasure tokens, which were fine, more or less. But then we like introduced food, and we just slowed the game down. So okay. Okay. I will. This isn't even like good. I guess I'll say Star Alliance. I'll play Tabor Kirker. And it is your turn. I will draw two. I have a real problem with the exclusivity of what Magic has moved into. I don't have a problem necessarily with collector aspects, but when you start putting a price tag on unique cards, and it was something that they learned when they printed Nalanthe Dragon of all cards, or Arena, when they made like cards that were unique in a promo fashion, they're mechanically unique. It only exists in one place. And they did that years ago, and there's a fan outcry, and they basically swore never to do it again until recently. So,
alright, I'll play Untamed. I'll play this Chelonia and draw. I will raise Tide.
Oh god.
I will
get Untamed here.
play Chelonia and gain 1. Play Sporegorger, gain 2. Sporegorger, gain 2. Play Mookling, gain 2. I'm done.
Alright, start my turn. Shoulder Id. Shoulder Id takes 2 from the static charge. Oh, right. That deck is, well, Trickle Down.
What house are you going?
Yeah, the mechanically unique buy a box promos, from what, 2019, or were they 2018? When I saw that, I was like, man, I'm really glad I don't play this game, because I saw the first couple of buy a box promos weren't that bad, right? Because it was like some commander cards or something like that. So it's like, yeah, I could see these being like $25 or whatever, you know, just because of how hard they are to get. A lot of players are going to buy boxes anyway, and then like you see Nexus of Fate, and you're like, excuse me, like every time they print a card that says take an extra turn on it, it is dumb in standard.
The Sporegorger came into play, or gain 2 amber, because I have this Chelonia in play. I have 2 Chelonias in play, and it says as long as the tide's high, whenever you play a creature, gain an amber. So
yeah.
Every time I was playing a creature after playing these 2 Chelonias, they each gave me 2 amber.
Okay.
Chelonia.
Tabor is gonna fight. I'll say Star Alliance. Tabor's gonna fight Chelonia. Kirker's gonna fight Chelonia. This is like my pale imitation of getting rid of Chelonia. I'm gonna bubbles the other Chelonia on top of your deck using Tabor. And then I'll play Hawkins, gain 2. Let him get totally zapped by that Brend next turn. And it is your turn. I will draw 2.
I'll forge. I'll say Logos. I will play Vellum. I'll play Information Exchange. Unfortunately, I can't like fight into Shoulder Red and then for Information Exchange, as it says on their previous turn.
Okay.
I will Reap with Hide. 2. I'll play Seaborg.
Old jank. Yeah, so
and I'll Reap with Infomorph.
So some number of years ago, we've talked about it on stream before, but we haven't done it quite some time. But Static Church kills Hawkins. We ran a charity Magic tournament for one of our friends who passed away, and we wanted to do like a cool format, and we chose choose your own standard. And the way it worked is you would choose 2 blocks, and they didn't have to be consecutive, and you could choose any core set from like 4th edition up or something like that. So you ended up with decks that were more powerful than standard, not quite as powerful as legacy. And it was we would do like an auction, and it was like you got to brew decks for that format. That was probably the most fun part of that, is like trying.
There was no net deck for it, right?
There was no net decks because it was a format they ran in a Magic Invitational, and I like loved the idea of that format, and I was like, this is a cool event. This is a special event. It's going to have special rules, and because we want anybody who wants to play, you can then you can bring a deck, and you're going to bid on other people's decks in the tournament. Now, this was also before a lot of these decks were worth like, $2,000 or whatever. And honestly, Magic decks have gotten to be worth more than that now, but there were a lot of checks and balances in place that I really liked. The deck lists were public knowledge, so it was one of those things where it was like, everybody in this tournament knows what's in this deck list. So if you borrow somebody's deck and a card goes missing, we come to you and we find that card because we know what cards were in the deck list, and they were all checked in ahead of time. So, we would auction off the decks. We ran it over multiple years, and so you would have the deck from the previous year that would show up, and we would just put huge prize support into the tournament. So the deck that won the previous year would always go for a bunch. And so, yeah, it was just a really fun, cool format. I don't even know how you would work Choose Your Own Standard these days because they don't print sets and blocks anymore.
They're not going to make a base set this year.
Oh yeah, I don't even know how you would handle that tournament anymore because they just completely scrapped their old design process. I don't fault them for getting rid of the old design process because the old design process led to a lot of dud sets, right? Yeah. So that's one of those decisions where it was like, that's a decent idea. I don't hate the idea of a D&D Magic set, right? Honestly, when they printed Zendikar and you had traps and you had adventuring parties, and I was like, this feels like a D&D set anyway. And it was like,
I actually really like the D&D set for limited, at least. I know a lot of people thought it was kind of a miss, I guess, for constructed, but I thought the limited was really fun.
Yeah, the D&D set didn't look that bad. Like it was not enough to bring me back and like play some drafts and whatnot, but it looked like a cool set. So,
3rd edition block red deck. That does sound fun, at least. That sounds real fun. A black red, yeah.
It depends on what's in the deck.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't lose this game. I am gonna say Shadow. Well, I'll say
you play Maelstrom right now, I guess.
Unfathomable. I'll use Trickle Down.
Does that die?
Oh yeah, it dies.
Mana is
no. Hawkins died.
Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah,
Mana so long ago.
I will play Hard Sign-In. I am gonna play Under Pressure. I will play Illusions of Grandeur. I know you've got the Chelonia in hand. You could Spore Gorge and get some damage in. I guess I'll Illusions of Grandeur. Or Saurian? Saurian would at least make you develop. And then I'll kill Moogling. And it is your turn. I will draw
Keyforge. Say Logos.
Alright, so I gain 3.
Yes. I will fight Shoulder Ed.
Okay.
Fight Perker.
I dies.
I will fight Friend.
Okay.
I'm gonna Reap with Vellum.
Feels like a final analysis.
And archive a card.
Do you want to do that before you?
Or kill Brend?
Before you kill Hyde. You get to archive 2.
We give you an Amber. Yeah, that's probably fine.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah, I killed Brend. You do steal that one, but that's fine. I'm gonna archive.
I think the archiving 2. I mean, I feel a final analysis coming on, but
I'm gonna final analysis.
Okay, I'll draw 3.
I draw 6. I get to archive, film, and hide. Play Telemage. 2 counters.
How did I win that first game?
Your turn. I needed to draw it either.
Oh, Forge.
Do I have the tide? My thing's all messed up.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you took the tide for Chelonia, and I cannot be asked to
Can't be bothered.
do anything with the tide this game. Alright, we're gonna make it so.
You know it's not worth counting, right? For make it so.
No.
Just
I
go.
know it's not counting. I know it's not worth counting. But I'm trying to get an idea. I gotta get a feel, right? I'm not gonna count, but I gotta get a gut feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling unfathomable. Damn. Matter Maker. Things are gross. Good. Draw.
Play Untamed. Play Chelonia. Play Keyforge and draw.
I don't think I can lose the game right
Play
here.
Deepwater Gruin.
So I could lose the game right here.
Play Reaper So. Reaper Telemage. I needed to draw onto something with the Keyforge. Your turn. Like, if Waste Not would have won the game.
Yeah. I literally can't stop it. I'll save shadows. I'll borrow nothing. I will play Monty Bank. Jackie Tar. Ard Simpson. Little Niff. And it is your turn. I will draw 5. I'll say check with 6. Reap, attack.
Yep. Stay Untamed. Reap with Chelonia. Fight. Yeah, choose the right creature here. There's so many elusive creatures.
Jackie Tar. Damn.
Hearts of F.
No.
Roll F. I'll attack. Gross. And
Yeah, that's game.
Ooh wee. Okay.
I had Maelstrom, but I think I just lose on the not that turn, but I think I lose on the.
So I had Eureka, so I could just like Eureka, and then I'll draw all that stuff again, right? Ooh, this deck is. I'm glad it advanced because it's very fun.
I knew all this Untamed stuff.
Yeah.
The Sobogs have been pretty good that game, I think.
Ooh wee. All right, your first finalist is Fellini. Wayopolis is Scrivener.
Yeah, did dirty to Rico.
Goodness gracious.
That was probably. I feel like it was a bottom 25% draw for Rico. I couldn't get anything going early, and you were just like.
You know, I felt when I had Rico then, so the same thing happened to me. Yeah, maybe not. You know.
Yeah. Fellini.
DeForges. What's up, Crit Camp? How y'all liking Soulforge? I saw you did in their Soulforge stream. I have not gotten a chance to watch it though.
We'll be diving into Soulforge content at some point.
Yeah, whenever they send us. I asked them to send us physical stuff.
Yeah,
we could have already played it if we wanted to do tabletop sim, which I don't really want to do.
Yeah, I'd much rather do in person.
But it's going to be a little bit before they get us to the physical stuff. So I'm very curious to see how it plays physically though. I think that's going to be a big.
I think that's sink or swim for the game.
Well, yeah, because they're focusing on physical foremost, right? Their online official client is Tabletop Simulator.
If it's a pain in the ass to play physical, then I could see it just being like it just being a niche game, right? You have you'll go to Gen Con 10 years from now, You'll have a table of people playing Keyforge, and then you'll have a table of people playing Soulforge right next to them.
The Kickstarter does start tomorrow, so I'm curious to see like what kind of tiers they're gonna have.
Missed the Forge you talk? We talked about it a little bit. So
yeah, I was asking you how you like Soulforge so far. So yeah, I'm interested to see what the tiers are like tomorrow in the Kickstarter. I'm gonna back it anyway. I did see that if you back the original, you get to put a name into the algorithm. So that's pretty cool for naming of the half decks.
That's great.
So I did back the original 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's all coming up. Just
first ever Kickstarter I ever backed. Put like $100 into it. But I was like, I can put Light Tasker in the naming algorithm then. That'd be kind of cool to like try to hunt for a Light Tasker side. It'd be really fun. I'm glad comments are true too. About if it's clunky in real life.
Yeah.
I could see it being clunky in real life because like you have to like have so many power counters and stuff to change the attack and health and stuff because stuff's getting buffed all the time. So you're like, use D10s. I'm like, that's fine and all, but
man, like counters on dice can get knocked around and stuff like that, right? Like, and then we already missed a ton of stuff in Keyforge.
So at the end of your turn, you have to like execute the attacks for the rows. So you have to like simultaneously do a bunch of maths between every turn. And in the digital client, the original digital client, is just all for you, right? Yeah. It just kind of happened. So you didn't have to think about it so much. I'm curious to see how that'll go. We'll find out, right? Except for so much new discovery and their support of the TTS mod. Yeah, that is cool. That's cool. And they seem to be very in tune with the community as a whole. They're trying to get a community going. They're saying they're going to be very communicative with, and I believe that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's hard to do worse than what we've seen from other companies that we won't talk about directly at this time in the stream. But yeah, I could see a little bit of fostering go real far for this game.
Yeah,
right.
Just like, getting a good graces.
Knowing that anybody could have the ear of the of somebody in the organized play or something like that, right? Like that would go pretty far.
Thank you for that follow, user miss. Appreciate it. I'm glad you hung out today.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed Keyforge.
Yeah, dig into some Keyforge. There are people that will send you free decks in the community.
Yeah,
there's on Twitter, Sky Jedi has a thing called Project Reforge, and he'll send out like tokens and bulk decks to new people. So there's a lot of people in the really great people in the community, and they're all excited to get new people into the game.
And if you're interested in watching more Keyforge, this Sunday coming up, there's going to be a 24-hour sprint of Keyforge. So
fair enough. We do a lot of different games here. We do primarily Keyforge, but we do try to dig into board games and other stuff.
Yeah, I mean we probably had close to 40 years of experience in card games before we started streaming Keyforge. So
combined
between the two of us, we've been playing card games for a long time. So
if you want a lot of other content, you can check out our YouTube.
We do have stuff on YouTube. I wasn't going to plug ourselves too hard, but we got more stuff. And then next Sunday is the 24-hour sprint of Keyforge. So we're
not streaming 24 hours. We are part of the 24-hour collaboration.
It's a baton race. So we'll be handed the baton at 7 p.m. local time,
and we're gonna do our what we call Fight Nights, which is our sort of Keyforge pay-per-view style wrestling event where we have a different
raid chain is good.
Kind of a different type of matchups leading to a main event for our title belt. This is our championship deck.
This is our current champion. Right here. This is the deck that holds the title belt right now. So
and then we'll be defending its title on Sunday.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources in the community. Arcana is probably the best repository of Keyforge knowledge on the web. There's several discords and stuff like that if you're looking to ever learn any more about the game. There you go.
Yep. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Appreciate everybody hanging out tonight. We wrap it up Wednesday.
Finals Wednesday.
Finals.
7:30.
We will have.
We don't know who's challenging yet, Lord of Winter. Stormstrong is taking recommendations in the Discord. If you see a deck in our collection that you think might have a chance, run it by Stormstrong. That is a conversation that needs to be decided soon.
Yeah, so we can put some stuff together for it. So Yeah, there you go.
Very exciting. Okay.
Wrap it up.
Everyone have a good night.
If you're somehow watched to the end of this on YouTube, definitely remember to sound off in the comments. Let us know what you thought about the new camera.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
So-
I'll try to do more stuff to it. I think I want to try to get
Is it-
a ceiling mount that's lower.
Yeah, because I do think we could zoom in and have some like really high.
Yeah, because if the thing is sitting a meter from the table instead of like 3 meters from the table,
yeah, we could probably get some real high def.
I'm hoping
card
the
images.
GoPro doesn't have autofocus is the weird thing about it, but everything should be in focus past a foot. But if you get closer than a foot,
That's where
it starts getting
wacky.
blurry.
Okay.
So it's really interesting. But yeah, I got the GoPro. It's something 9, and it is 4K right now, and it's as zoomed as it can be for 4K. But zooming, you're not going to get more quality out of zooming. So I want to kind of physically get the camera closer to the table if I can. Yeah. Yeah, it's zoomed as much as I can. And actually, I have the image extremely cropped right now. So what you see is actually like probably
because it
half of the
extends.
total
It
image.
extends like further this way and further this way.
Yeah, it's like the entire table,
And
and then way like into our laps, and you can see
Yeah.
the tops of our heads if it wasn't.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's why I wanted
Yeah.
to bring it way down.
I have to keep the illusion of some hair up here.
Yeah, but anyway, that's
Except for
kind
like
of
whenever I lean over the table.
our original camcorder died on last night.
Yeah.
So I had to
It's
kind of
recipes
scramble
right here.
for.
We haven't moved it yet, but it's right here. This is
And
the
also, we have
original.
this dog.
We got this dog. He's bored now.
He's done. Okay.
He's leaving. Goodbye.
So I had to scramble for a solution today for the camera, and I will keep trying to improve upon that as always.
Yep.
All right.
Goodbye for real this time.
Goodbye for real, and we'll see y'all on Wednesday. Goodbye.